Hello everybody, I'm JackieKCooper, and my entertainment rundown for today is two movies that you might have missed. These wouldn't be playing, nationwide in all the theaters at one time. You have to kind of search these movies out. And the first one I want to talk to you about is titled American Dreamer. It stars the comic actor Jim Gaffigan. He's had a lot of comedy specials on HBO and different, venues, and he's a really funny guy. And at one point he had a series on television. I don't think it lasted very long, but it was there. But in this film, American Dreamer, he plays a guy who's kind of down and out. He lost his job and he drives his car for a service that you can just call, kind of like Uber, and they'll come pick you up and take you to their destination. So he's doing this for a living. His wife, played by Tammy Blanchard, has divorced him. She's got a restraining order against him that he can only see their son with supervision and not just randomly. And he also is on call to a drug dealer to go and pick him up at any time. He has to be on call 24 hours a day to get there as quickly as possible because he goes out and makes his rounds collecting money, etc., etc. He is played by Robbie Jones. So all of these characters, it's Jim Gaffigan that is the one that it features on, because through his association with the character played by Robbie Jones, then he gets involved in some violent acts, and he actually does some things that he never thought that he would do, and he seems to be swirling down into worse and worse conditions. And that's the whole basis for the film, is seeing how he does and how he tries to redeem himself, etc. But Jim Gaffigan does a great job in this movie. He really does. I watched the movie basically because he was in it. It's rated R for profanity and violence. There's an excess of both, and I scored it 5 out of 10. It's right average. It's not anything that you haven't seen before in this theme, but Gaffigan's performance at least keeps it, at the average level. It kind of raises it up from where it would be worse into that. The other movie that I wanted to talk about is a film called 18 to Party. And this is about a movie that takes place back in the early 1980s. There's a group of high school kids who are waiting to try to get into a concert or whatever. You're really supposed to be 18 to get in, but they think if they wait around that the guy who's doing the admissions will let them in. And this film is a combination of the play Waiting for Godot. I don't know if you've ever heard of that or not, but it's by Samuel Beckett, and it's about people who are waiting for this event or person to appear and what happens in their lives as they wait. And these kids are waiting, and the whole movie is their conversations about why they're there, and then it gets into their background, about their family situation, about relationships they have with each other. And in that respect, it reminded me of The Breakfast Club. So Waiting for Godot and Breakfast Club merged. It doesn't have the talent that The Breakfast Club had, however, but it does have that high school aspect of it, because it is just all through the thing is talk. And in one bizarre element, all the parents don't really know where the kids are because they're at a meeting about UFOs. Somebody has spotted a UFO, so that's a kind of a side thing. You never see the parents in that meeting, but that is a theme that runs through the films. This movie is not rated, but I would put it in the PG or PG-13 category because it's got mild violence and mild profanity. So, it's there, but it's not in abundance in any way. The film stars, you're not going to recognize these names, but maybe in the future you will. Tanner Flood, Taylor Richardson, and Oliver Gifford. So those names you might just mark around because I think they were in a TV series together. It looked like they both, their resumes, I looked them up, and they had appeared in, the Unbreakable Kimmy Schultz or whatever. So they were there. But I scored this film also 5 out of 10. It's just an average movie, but it does have that little bit of interest of these high school students dealing with each other and what they see as insurmountable problems. So reach down, hit that subscriber button so you can keep up with movies like this, and we want to have you on board. But for today, this has been Jackie K. Cooper's Entertainment Rundown, featuring 2 movies you might have missed.